Desert Island Games. Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. This wasn't a planned video. I came off my motorbike today, right outside my house. I probably had 4 meters to go, and I proper came off as well. I'm okay, the bike seems to be okay. I was so pissed off, I've just lifted it up and put the cover on. I'm not looking at it, and it kind of starts. I'm having a nightmare with my bloody motorbike. Slipped on the mud. Basically, behind my house is like a lane, and it's a mud lane, and it's been absolutely pouring all day. I think I was going a bit too fast, so it's my fault, I suppose. Can't really blame anyone for it this time. But yeah, I'm too scared to take my sock off as well, because my toes aren't right. So I thought I would cheer myself up by making a YouTube video. I was looking on my phone, and whenever I see a video I like on YouTube, I go, oh, that's a good idea for a video. I'll do a screenshot, and yeah, I thought, yeah, I'll maybe do my video. So shout out to Fem Trooper, the channel Fem Trooper. Shout out Fem Trooper. She did the reason I'll tell you in a sec, right? She did a video, Desert Island Games. All right. So the rule is it doesn't have to be. It's not a set amount. I've got a feeling I was asked on an episode of Ask Tony, Desert Island Games, but I think it might have been three games. But I'm bending the rules now. I'm looking at my collection. And basically, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 games. So kind of, if I could only play 7 games for the rest of my life, I had to get rid of everything else. What 7 games would I play? I don't know why 7, but it was looking at this list that I've got, these 7 games. Okay, I can't take it. There isn't one I can take off, kind of thing. And the funny thing is, if I did this video in a week's time, it might be slightly different. But as of today, this is my Desert Island list, okay? I'll tell you why I'm laughing, right? Can I go to you? The reason I did a screenshot, right? Some of the comments, right? So obviously you're talking about Desert Island Games, right? So someone's commented, right, taking it a bit too literal, okay? I'm not going to say who the name of the person commented, all right? It's not name and shame, but it's just there's some funny people out there, right? If I can read it, okay. Okay. Right, deep breaths. In the age of digital games, you don't have to pick. Getting stranded on a desert island has never been more convenient, unless it's one of those desert islands without power. Like, you know, it's as if this is flown straight over his head, do you know what I mean? Well, if you haven't got power, then you haven't got the internet, and you haven't got the TV that works, you haven't got a PlayStation that works, etc, etc. I just thought, oh my god, if you think I need to get out more. that just made me laugh, okay? Okay, so thanks to that person that's commented on that. It's inspired this video, so shout out to that person. I love it. I love the internet, and I love YouTube. I love it. Okay, so I think I've got them in some kind of order. I've got oldest to newest. So I've got 2 Xbox games, a GameCube game, two PS3 games, a PS4 game, and a PS5 game. Exciting. So I got a good range of games, okay? And what I'm looking for, it's quite interesting when you think about it. Like, let's use Super Mario, for example, okay? The old school Super Mario games, or Super Mario World in particular. Every single time you play that game, it's exactly the same. The enemies behave in exactly the same way. That's why they're so popular with speedrunners, okay? I'd love to be good enough at video games to play games as a speedrunner, but even just for fun, but I'm just not good enough. So I'll leave that to those guys. But I really enjoy watching all some of these speedrunners, okay, on like these old Mario games, right? So I think if you're only going to play, call it 7 games the rest of your life, like Super Mario World, it was one I was considering, okay, 'cause still I've never finished it. But I think once I've finished it, how quickly would I get bored playing it the same all over and over and over again for the rest of my life? So that would have been a wasted spot, okay? I like variety. I like to do things differently, okay? But the first game then is Knights of the Old Republic, or Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So I know it's a similar story, but you really can affect the outcome of the story on this game, okay? So if you didn't know, you can play as the light side Jedi, or you can be a dark side, like a Sith Lord, or you can be kind of in between, I suppose. This is this is the only RPG I've ever played where I finished it. I put 40, I think bang on 40 hours, give or take. And then I went back and played it through again. It was that much, so much fun, you know. It had that much of an impact on me. So I just think, I'm not saying I could play it over and over and over again, but it can be in nice rotation, like once a year, maybe Christmas time, I could play this. Right, this year I'm going to play as Sith. I'm going to be a dick to everyone. Next year, I'm going to be a nice Jedi and help everyone out. Or maybe you can be in between. You can really go, I can't be bothered. Like, you can do some things bad, some things good. Just see where it takes you. There's a lot of replayability, in my opinion, in that game. And I'm a massive Star Wars fan. And this is the best, or maybe the next game's the best Star Wars fighting game of all time. Star Wars game of all time. Right? So that's my number 1 pick. Number 2 is Star Wars Battlefront 2. These are the best games, weren't they? This is where Star Wars video games peaked, in my opinion. So this is another one where it's like a first-person shooter. I was going to pick Halo. I know you can go kind of different ways in Halo, and the enemies don't always act exactly the same way. But like, when you first land on the Halo, you know for a fact that spaceship's going to be landing and they're going to be dropping troops. You kind of know what's coming. So I think to play that game for the rest of my life, I'd probably miss it if I left it behind. But I probably would get, if I played that game every single year, I probably would get pretty tired of it, okay? But with Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's bonkers. It's every single time you play it, it's different. The enemies always interact differently. You can be the Sith fighting on the side of the Sith, or the Jedis. You know, there's so many different ways you can play, and I played this game an absolute ton. Okay, this is both these two games are my original copies. I couldn't get rid of them because I couldn't part with them. The Xbox had long gone, but these still stayed. That's how much of an impact these games have made on my life, you know. And I played this probably about 2-3 months ago, and it still holds up, okay? And what I was going to say earlier on was I still haven't explored the flying levels on it. Not really a fan of all that, but if I had this game for the rest of my life, then I'd probably go, okay, maybe I'm getting a bit tired of the shooting. I want to jump in a spaceship, and you know, there's still a lot to do in this game. So that's my second pick. Probably no surprise on this one. This game, well, it's the reason I own a GameCube, and is Capcom vs SNK 2. This is my favourite version. Maybe it's because I don't know. I've got no idea. I was going to say it was because it's the one I play the most. This was an accidental pickup as well. I originally had it on the PlayStation 2. I bought it in it was 4 for £10 or 4 for £20 back in the day, and that was the game. I thought, oh, yeah, it looks okay, and I bought it and been in love ever since. Okay, so I still haven't played every single character on the roster. I stick to my, obviously, first character I pick is King, because it's the law. You got to pick King as your first pick. Then probably Ryu and Akuma. They're probably the best three. Then you got Joragashi, Andy Bogard. There's so many good characters. But again, if this was only one of the 7 games I had, so imagine getting rid of all this, and I had 7 games left. Of course, I'd explore the full roster. I'd come up with scenarios like I did, think last year on July 4th to celebrate Independence Day. I just went American characters only, and there's so many different ways you can do little themes and stuff, because I'm not sure of the actual number of 44 characters. I'm not sure if that's including the ones I've unlocked as well, but what an amazing game. So yeah, obviously that's gonna come. That was the easiest one to pick, that was. Now this one, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. I have done a playthrough of this on the channel as well. Is Civilization Revolution for the PlayStation 3. What a great game. What a nice, relaxing, chill out game. But every time you play it, it's always different, isn't it? The maps are always different. I'm not sure the exact numbers of maps and everything like that. Max, stop it please. Sorry, my dog. My mum's dog. It's his last night to this tonight. Been a good boy, haven't you? Good boy? Yeah, he won't come over. He's one sec. Sorry, where were we? I was had to stop my mum's dog. He tends to bite. He's by here now. He tends to bite his fur, and we're trying to stop him from doing it, basically. Right, sorry, Max. Good down now. Sorry. Yes, going back to Civilization Revolution. Yeah, I can play this game. There's so many different ways to play it. You can choose which country you want to play as, and they've got different strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. You can decide to be like, right, I'm just going to attack every single opponent head on and take over, or you can be peaceful. And the best, what I love to do in this game is convert your nearest or your neighbours' cities, I suppose, if that makes sense. If you can convert them, because your city looks so good and everyone's so happy, the nearby cities will convert. That's the best way to win the game, in my opinion. Yeah, great. One underrated game as well. If you're on the fence with that, just get it. It's not an expensive game. I must have put probably 100 hours into that because I've been playing it for years. Okay. Yeah, I wish they would just port this version. I couldn't get into the new one, but that's a game I'll happily play for the rest of my life. Yeah, so that one was I think I missed that one when I thought about it last time. Right, the next 3, like Capcom vs SNK 2, are probably up there with my favourite games of all time. Okay, so speaking of favourite games of all time, Ultra Street Fighter 4, of course I'm keeping this. Talking about the roster, there's a massive, absolutely ginormous roster. 44 characters. I think I have actually explored the full roster with this game. I briefly played it last week, actually. I forgot to talk about it in what I've been playing, watching, reading. I did capture some screen footage, but I completely forgot to talk about it. But it's almost a perfect fighting game, and it does stand the test of time. The only thing with modern games is I love the costumes. Okay, in these games, you can't see the costume when you select your character, like select Ryu, for example, and it goes costume 1, costume 2, costume 3, or whatever. It doesn't show Ryu in those costumes. But because I've got the strategy guide, that's the way around it. You can look in the strategy guide. I know it's a bollock, but if I was to make the perfect game even more perfect, like maybe it's a 99.9%, to get it to 100%, that is the only thing I would change about this game. It looks spectacular, still looks spectacular in 2023. So obviously that game is coming with me to my desert island with internet and with the power. This is another one, King of Fighters 13. And this one would be my, similar to Ultra Street Fighter 4. It's got a massive roster, okay? Does it say on the 36 characters? Okay, obviously the SNK characters. This is the best SNK characters I've ever looked, best I've ever played. But this is the game that this would be my big challenge. Every single other game, yeah, easily. All these other games I've completed multiple times, okay? But with King of Fighters 13, I've only ever completed it once. I want to do it on stream as well, but I played it last week because it's only just come out, doesn't it? The PS4 version or global match version. Okay, I've got the... Oh, spare luck. I've got the original. Deluxe edition, baby. Yeah, so that game is coming to me, but this would be my challenge. I'd want to master it. I want to play it over and over. I probably, if I only had 7 games, I would dedicate one evening a week playing this game for the rest of my life, and I would like practice it. I'd read up about it, I'd write down all the moves, and I would actually do my research for the first time in my life on how to get good at video games. Because in case you didn't know, my way I love playing fighting games is I try to put myself back in like young Tony walking into the arcades, like wow, like say when I'm 10, 11 years old, first time I'm seeing like Street Fighter 2 and just figuring out the controls. That's how I like to play. There was no strategy guides. Some fighting games had basic controls, didn't they, built onto the cabinets, you could read up about them, but as the games got bigger, the roster got bigger, they couldn't do that, could they? But yeah, this would be my challenging game, and it's a ton of fun anyway, okay? And my final game, I was going to think, oh, maybe another RPG, maybe like a Yakuza or something like that. But why not put Street Fighter 6 in there? Because the World Tour mode is amazing. That's a great game on its own. It could have been, not like Mortal Kombat did the mythologies, they had this spin-offs. I know they weren't successful, but Street Fighter could have launched World Tour mode as a side thing, you know, on its own, and that would have been amazing. But to have that in here with all the other extra features, I love everything about this game. Is it going to be big game of the year? Oh, I wonder. But yeah, I wouldn't. This game is. I'm with this game for the long run, you know, and this will keep me entertained for years. I'm telling you now, I'm probably never ever going to uninstall this from my PlayStation 5. Unless there's a new version comes out. I'm talking like 5-6 years time with all the DLCs and stuff like that, but they'll probably just add them to it anyway, won't they? Yeah, so I'm probably talking nonsense there. Yeah, this is going to be installed on my PS5 forever and ever. I'll be in the old people's home not that long, couple of years, and I'll still be playing this game, you know, challenging hey Howard, come play me. I don't know how it is. Come play me. I go, fuck off. You're not allowed to pick Ken anymore. Yeah, so Street Fighter 6 is the final game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my 7 games. Street Fighter 6, King of Fighters 13 Global Match, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Civilization Revolution, Capcom vs SNK 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Knights of the Old Republic. Great. Let me know what do you think? What do you think, guys? I don't know where 7 came from. It doesn't have to be 7, but what games? Look at your collection. I've really enjoyed it. It's brought my mood back up after my little mishap on my motorbike. Yeah, do it. It's good fun. Have a look at your game collection. I'm not limiting it to 7. It could be less. It could be more. Don't write every single game you got. Yeah, I got probably coming up to 1,000 games now. Don't write 1,000 games. This is what I take to my desert island. Yeah, so let me know in the comments, what would you take on your desert island? I don't know where the island is. Femtrooper didn't go into it that much. Maybe we need to know. I didn't know what the rent was. She didn't tell us. So let us know, Femtrooper, what's going on? Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. We'll play our little game again. Oh, I got Street Fighter and Street Fighter on. So I got a Chun-Li hat on. Say, I really like your Kami hat or cap. whichever part of the world you're from. Yeah, let me know. Say, I like your Kami cap. So if somebody hasn't watched the video all the way through and they see your comment saying, I like your Kami cap, they'll say, it's Chun-Li, stupid. But then I'm just trying to wind people up, you know. We haven't got anyone yet. But, yeah, I like to wind people up, you know. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great rest, nearly the weekend. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And a great weekend, obviously. Until next time. Love you, bye.